Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to day 63 in the garden. So that means just wrapping up last week of week 9 of flowers. So for those of you who are just joining us, what you're looking at here is 12 plants, 6 per light, veg 15 days in 2 gallons of cocoa. Lights were flipped to 12-12, and now we're 63 days past that point. So 63 plus 15 if you want their full life cycle in here in the grow. And there's weekly videos if you guys want to go back and check out all the progress along the way. But here we are today, day 63, end of week 9. And just a really good run, man. Been saying it for the last few updates, but that's what it is. It is coming down to a near perfect run, dare I say. For those of you who are always curious about how hard they're going to fade, if I was going to knock any point, they're just not quite fading as hard as I want, but we are there. I think you can really see it finally in this video, the difference in really hitting a light shade of green here. Getting some purples to start to come in on a few leaves here, especially more on the, I guess they're both Apache sides, but the R2 spectrum, what I knocked it for bud, it always does bring out a little bit more purple hue than some of the other spectrums. Not necessarily in the buds, but just a purple hue, and it does hold true even when you get rid of kind of the Apache lights and put it in there some normal stuff. Oh my God, look at that. That is just a meaty little girl there. Thick. But anyway, really, really nice. This side is just, it's a cola fest. It is looking so good. Calyxes are swollen, pistils are receded, browning out, yellowing out, good fade. Senescence is triggered, so this is, whew. So senescence is triggered, so at this point I'm okay. I was telling you guys the whole time I wanted to run it to day 63. We're at this point. With the kind of where we're at in the day, I think I'll probably end up harvesting either tomorrow or the next day sometime, basically 64, maybe day 65. Potentially could run them out a little bit longer, but just those are days that I've got time and I want to harvest, and if I let it go any longer, I may get it put on. Anyway, gotta do what you gotta do. So, whew. If you guys saw the most recent video, you know this is a sad one to see go, sad one to see wrap up. But man, we are finishing off with a freaking bang, and I knew this. I've known the plan for this room for a long time here, and I came back with the goal to do it right, and I feel good about it. Very, very good about it. Oof. And there is so much when I'm looking at like the put a video in here of with the lights off. It looks great with the lights off, but the thickness through the canopy and all the way down is really good. And I did go an extra, the canopy is about 6 inches too deep. Underlighting may have helped that earlier, but remember, I don't want to even credit any bit to underlighting. We have it in there, it's off right now, but I don't think it did anything above and beyond for the 2 weeks that I was in here. But the canopy itself was set up for the lights on top, and man, it just worked out perfect. Just enough kind of density to lack of density, so we got some good penetration. And these are some donkey dicks, boys and girls. There's some weight. There's a lot of leaning on the trellis, and even the stuff that was way outside. We're talking outside on this is my 4x4 off the wall, even farther. Canopy is wide. She's thick. Really liking it. Did get a little wild. Got some buds like this girl here. Just some, I don't want to say odd, but very commercial buds. We're throwing a lot of light, and some foxtailing as usual here with a lot of my grows here. High light intensity and all, but then just some oddballs. Here's one. Let's go back here. This just super rounded out, still beautiful. Not a spear, super rounded out, little foxtail, even though it's rounded out. Just interesting stuff. So I'm trying to get you in here a little bit tighter, show you some of the quality of this run because it's just fantastic. Oh. And then even out here, look at these. Way off, out in the outskirts. That's 9'9". That one. This one is just, I'm loving this. I didn't notice this. I got a step stool in here right now, and man, I can see some better stuff. But even this one, just nodular, foxtails everywhere, but beautiful. Tons of frost, and like I say, 95% of this is going to get squished, so it's got a home and it's doing its job. But just a beautiful chunky run, beautiful frosty chunky run, boys and girls. Stoked on it. Okay, let's jump over to the board. This won't be a long update, but there's more updates to come. We'll jump in here a little bit more. We're gonna do, this is day 63. This is not a harvest video. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna do a harvest video, harvest day, and then we're gonna do a dry and cure video along the way and some nug reviews. So there's still more content to come. So don't worry. But this week has been interesting, and we're at the point where we're feeding by feel. This is feel. We're inside 50 yards here. There's no stock shots for this. So, you know, my planned feed schedule that you may have saw on Instagram, we got to kind of dial it back because we're not hitting the fade as hard as maybe I anticipated. I think we're just getting to acceptable manners, but I wanted to be at this level at the beginning of this week. Would have been nicer. Like I said, technically we could go to 70. They showed they could probably go to 70 just fine. I just don't have the time for it. And they're definitely amber. I mean, there's amber trikes all over the place here. Not an overwhelmingly amount, but definitely amber trikes everywhere. And a few that could go to 70. Anyway, so trying to get them to crash out here versus my original plan. So last week I talked about it. I think that was a little different than my initial feed schedule, and kind of ended up going down up to 2 grams of calcium sulfate. Interesting, did what I needed it to. But then this week, I was so green at the beginning of the week, I didn't want any calcium sulfate. So I basically started with 2, the next res went down to 1, and that res went so quick because of the flush that was programmed into the irrigation. I've been at 0 for like 3.5 days at zero input. So just water, pure water, which is not something I usually recommend. But because of where I'm at and when I was planning on harvesting here this week, I needed to crash them out. And the media EC has been extremely low. We've been talking like 1.5, and now I'm down to like 0.7 in the media EC, so nothing in there. But even when they were out like 1.2, I thought they'd be crashing out and really hitting their fade, and they just quite weren't, or they weren't quite doing it yet. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it, but this is one that's got little bits of purple coming through in the veins there, and a little bit on the flower. Same here. Anyway, they just weren't hitting their fade. Now I think they are. You can definitely see the fade over there, like I'm showing you here. Under canopy's been cannibalized, and we've been getting tons of yellow leaves falling out from the under canopy, but still pretty thick. Throw the other canopy lights up there to give you a little bit more. So yeah, so this week has really just been crashing them out, but that's all strain specific, run specific. And I think we got there. We're definitely not too green, but we're definitely pushing the envelope as far as, you know, still getting the perfect run. So that's kind of the main variable as far as feed. Everything else throughout the run, very stable, very confident with where we're at. We maybe could back it off. Maybe we could take 1 week out here. It all strain dependent, run dependent, how long it's going to go, how heavy of a feeder she is. But maybe we back it down a week earlier and limp to finish line instead of just crushing the finish line, because these girls had plenty of food to grow all the way to the end. They were not limping in here. They were not starving, sick, or deficient in any manner. They were pumping all the way to the finish line, and whew, the smell, guys, it's crazy. When sometimes I peek my head in here in the morning just to look at temp in here. I mean, I can look at it on my phone, but I like to look at the I think it's the AC Infinity one to cross-reference it with what I'm getting on Trollmaster, and they're always pretty close. But when I pop my head in, I don't even get my body in, just my head, man, and my whole like shoulders, chest, everything. Got to change my shirt. It reeks. The smell is sticky. So I wish you guys could. I wish I could translate that. I want to live in there. Imagine Bear Grylls saying crevasses. Deep in the crevasses. So anyway, not much more to say on this week's update, but again, this isn't the end. We're deep in the run, but there's more updates to come. We'll get to see them in their final glory, the last day before their heads get chopped off, and then we'll do a beautiful time lapse of the harvest. So hang on for that, guys. I've already read the comments from this morning's video, the video I released this morning, and just unbelievable, unbelievable. I knew the effect that we had as far as the community, as far as everyone who loved the garden, depended on it, learned from it, just enjoyed it, or was just a decent person, liked a fellow cannabis grower. Either way, I'm beyond amazed at the support and everything, and I can't even begin to. I'm trying to respond and give the shock to everyone and say something here, because like I said, just beyond appreciative of it. But it's overwhelming, and that's kind of one of the coolest parts about it. So I'm glad you guys got so much enjoyment out of this garden for so many years. And like I say, I'm not gone, and who knows what's to come. But for now, just take in what this beautiful room has to offer. And part of this, for those videos, I don't think I mentioned in that video, the goodbye video, but we're going to be tearing the whole room down. We're going to be tearing all the walls down, check the insulation, check the ceiling, and I'll show you what I remodel it into. It's going to be a beautiful office. You should see what the treehouse grow turned into. Anyway, just life. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for the support, hanging around for all these times. Just freaking awesome, guys. And hey, I'm out of here. This is time for you guys to step up. Maybe you guys can... Time for you to start your own dope channel. Show off what you guys can do. Who knows? But this is it for day 63, end of week 9. 12 plants, 15 days veg. Loving where we're at. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.